Good day, my friends. This is George Dunlap with GeorgeDunlap.com, sponsored by C. Nelson Manufacturing, Oak Harbor, Ohio, building the world's best ice cream scooping cabinets, push carts, the world over. Today we're going to have the pleasure to talk with Jeff Hughart with Ice Cream Caddie. Jeff is going to give us some time today talking about his journey and his vision on developing the Ice Cream Caddie. I think you're going to enjoy this conversation today, and hopefully you'll find it to be of value. Again, this is George Dunlap, GeorgeDunlap.com, sponsored by C. Nelson Manufacturing. Sit back and enjoy the listen. Thank you. Bye-bye. There you go. There you go. Well, nice to meet you finally, Jeff. How you doing?
Likewise, doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Well, having survived life's many challenges, it's always interesting to see the new challenges of the day. And of course, speaking of new challenge, I've kind of come up with the term COVID 2.0, which is where we are today.
I agree.
And it's friends of mine try to always put me in the corner and say, well, what are your opinions? And I said, well, opinions don't pay bills. And we have to
exactly.
We do in business what's necessary for the customer. I mean, you and I both have expectations of where we want to be in life, and so we form those strategies, and then we go out and find a product that can support our way of life, and our philosophies of life too. So,
yeah, very true.
We were, and that's I think. The Ice Cream Caddie. Tell me about the Ice Cream Caddie. You probably this probably came to you prior to COVID, I would imagine, or maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know.
No, it did. It came about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I was coming home from work, and my son he called, asked if I'd bring him home an ice cream cone. So I stopped by the local Dairy Queen, got an ice cream cone. A couple minutes later, found myself driving down the highway holding this ice cream cone in my hand and thinking, well, any other time I'd be eating this.
Right.
Started melting and finally got home to him. Life was good. So a couple days later, he called again, asked for another one. So I asked him to put it in a to-go container. Not knowing any better, it came upside down in a cup.
Yeah.
When I got home with it, I gave it to him. He pulls the cone out, and the ice cream stayed in the cup. And at the time, he was 4, so I got upset little kid on my hand. So I said, you know what? Maybe we can change this. So we both got a couple pencils out, started drawing on napkins, and the design was kind of born on that day, so to speak.
So is that your son right there in that picture?
That is.
All right, that's a good. For the benefit of the audience, I cut out to that because it was. I find that to be very reminiscent of my son and daughter. My daughter's 29, Georgie is 26. So the story you're sharing is so reminiscent of years ago when I would bring ice cream home back to them, and it's just, I look at that, and I think the best part of that picture is his eyes, because it just tells the whole story for you.
Yeah. So you've had plenty of where you turn around, look at your kid in the back seat, and there's this ice cream everywhere.
Oh, well, I even, because you can see in the background, I grew up in the ice cream business, and so I'm on the operator side, giving the cone to whoever on the other side. Of course, they would grab it, and it drops, to the floor. And I can imagine you probably had the same expression on your face as those people did. And of course, I've always said, the nicest thing about ice cream business is that if somebody drops a cone, I get to give them a second one at no charge. And it makes my day and their day. And ice cream should not be an issue. It should be about joy and excitement and family.
Absolutely, and that's why I like it as much as I do. I love putting smiles on kids' faces and adults. I call it mood food. You eat it when you're happy. When you're upset, you go get ice cream, and it makes you better. I love it.
Yep, it is. My dad was in the mix business, and he always told me, he said, in times of great stress, ice cream is right there on the top shelf as a good comfort item. But so you sat down, you took the pencil, and you drew up a couple of different things. What was going through your mind when you designed this? I mean, I know you're thinking about your son, but tell me your journey, please.
I kind of went straight to trying to design a container that would fit in a cup holder in a vehicle.
Okay.
So that was kind of the first sketches we had started. And the following day, we went and bought some material, cardboard, and started making them out of cardboard. And that's, kind of worked on a little more. Then I went to our local fabrication lab that our community college has,
Okay.
and I started learning their CAD software. So then that took me a couple of weeks to learn the CAD software. It was
CAD's
not even,
that's tough.
yeah.
That's
And
why
then
that's why I still use the you can't see it very good. I still use the three-sided ruler, that CAD software. You were really focused on designing this, weren't you?
I was. I knew I had to get it right. There's a lot that went into it.
Yeah.
If the container is a half-inch taller, the cone topples, and there's a lot there. So after I learned the CAD software, I started 3D printing them,
Okay.
and that, just like the CAD software, that
Another.
took a little a little time to get the handle of, because their 3D printer, it'd take 12 hours just to print one piece. I'd come in 12 hours later and it'd just be horrible. But after finally getting some good 3D prints, I took it to a local manufacturer in St. Louis, and they were able to produce my first prototype.
Oh, great. Now, what year was that when you had your first prototype?
This would have been 2018.
Okay. So you had it out and you went out and talked to some people, and took you some time to adapt it, or how did you find the operators? Were they receptive?
Yes, they were very
Yeah.
receptive.
Yeah.
At first, after I got my prototype, I was kind of hung up on what to do from there. I
Okay.
was going to entrepreneur inventor meetings
Gotcha.
once a month. I was trying to learn as much as I could and how to roll out the prototype, so to
Right.
speak.
Right. Well, I think it's I saw it at the Niker show, actually it was a virtual gathering we had back in
Mhm.
November. It was a virtual.
Yeah, last November.
And it was a neat looking product, of course, right at the middle of what was going on. And I think you've been out since 2018, and as you and I both know, 2020 kind of for the ice cream industry was kind of a bittersweet. And we found that those operations that had walk-up windows and drive-throughs did great
Mm-hmm.
for the
Yeah,
obvious
they've
reason.
seen sales go up, right?
Yeah, and then the challenge that I found was introducing, probably last year, was more introducing new product last year, because people were so focused on surviving a perception issue.
Yeah.
And many of the perceptions were true, no question there. But it's kind of difficult appreciating a great life jacket when you're in the water already, trying to float.
Trying to stay afloat.
And that's why I like your product, because it's something that I think it's in calm times, it can be, the appreciation is going to be greatly appreciated by the operators, as opposed to when the wind's blowing. But your son certainly likes it. So besides cones, what have you done with it?
We're focusing on feedback from the customers,
Okay.
and shelf space was a big issue. So we decided, well, how about we make a multi-use container, and we can do sundaes in it as well as cones. So we learned that I have one right here, by taking out the insert. Exactly. Pop out the insert, you can put a small sundae in the bottom of it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And if you want to go to large sundae, all you have to do is turn it upside down, and it works the same way, but you can just put a large sundae in it. So that was helping customers with their shelf space. They're able to get rid of their sundae cups and just use this for all free.
So in the picture that I'm showing, you get the scoop ice cream, you got a sundae, and then you got a larger sundae. I'm sure you'd have good success with like a smoothie, or kind of one of these new milkshake type things at that size, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could, absolutely.
You know, that's great. So you said you have so you have the demo there in front of you, the sample piece.
I do,
So
yes.
it comes as a 3-piece. Is that how it comes in the
Yes, comes as a 3-piece. You have your cup, your lid, and then our patented, well, I shouldn't say patented. We have 2 patents under review as we speak. We have a
Okay,
utility and a design.
gotcha.
And then our insert, which if you can see, it has 5 holes cut here. The cone sits on this little bitty lip here.
Yes, sir.
Well, as the ice cream melts, it actually will drip down these holes and go around the cone and not come in contact with the cone, and it'll drain to the bottom of the cup.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that way the cone won't become soggy if it does melt. But we've done a lot of tests on it. It lasts, you can get about 20 minutes from point A to point B before it does start to melt on an 80-degree day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, well, that insert piece, let alone is where I would imagine your design and time went into, because
Yeah.
you know, and one of the things I was thinking about as I looked at the pictures, you know, is it drips, but you develop it so the drip goes away from the cone, not in toward the
Correct.
cone. Yeah.
Yep, right. Mhm.
Well, that is awesome. Well, you know, I think you got a great product. I think
Appreciate it.
it's just you know, and now that things are settling in, that's a good way to say settling in.
Yes.
You know, I think people keep asking about you know, they want things to go back to the normal. Well, regardless of COVID, you know, every tomorrow is not the new normal. It's just a new opportunity in disguise.
Yeah.
So, I think things are
Every
sitting, you know, but if you were talking to an operator, what would be some of the things, some of the key features? Because you as the artist, you're the creator. I mean, you have more passion because this is your baby. I mean, you birthed it. Whereas somebody that's going to be selling these at the street level will be selling them because they're trying to make money, which is good, which is good. But from your perspective, you know, what do you tell an operator?
It depends. It depends on where the operator works. Like
Okay,
where we are working with a lot of your big venues, such as MLB stadiums.
okay,
And what I absolutely love about this product is a lot of times now at the stadiums, when you get an ice cream, you get it in a styrofoam cup that
yes,
you can't see what's in it. So with this, when the customer turns around at the concession stand, being transparent, everyone sees what's inside of it. So it automatically starts selling itself. People see it, they say, "Oh, I want one of those. Where can I get them?" And it automatically draws them right to that concession stand.
well, that's a whole different market altogether, isn't it?
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And then we have learned ice cream cones. You can actually put them in here and put them in the freezer. And depending on the uh, type of soft serve ice cream, you can put in the freezer for 2 hours before it gets hard.
Right.
So if you need to pre-freeze them, you know, have 50 in the freezer so you can keep kicking them out. It works great.
Oh, so an operator can pre-make them, if you will,
Yes.
and put them in a reach-in freezer, obviously, and
Mhm.
it will kind of then it'll hold them as a neutral temperature as opposed to getting too cold or warming up naturally.
Yes, correct. Absolutely.
Oh,
And then you go ahead.
no,
Then let's like your operator at a gas station. Right now, they have no way to sell a to-go container
okay,
or a ice cream cone to go. We did a lot of testing here in town, and I went to a local gas station that's known for selling a 49-cent ice cream cone. Well, this is where I'd go originally to test it out. And I have literally been in line and I've had people beside me say, "I'll take 4 of those." And I'd have to turn around and say, "Actually, this is my product and it's not for sale yet, but that's great to hear you want them." So you can also make a 4-pack of these, kind of like a to-go contain
right, okay.
a drink carrier. So it will allow someone to walk right out the door with a 4-pack of ice cream cones and take them home. And plus it is a easier, safer, cleaner way to transport them. than having open ice cream.
Right, right. The last thing anybody wants in their clean car is ice cream, chocolate ice cream with caramel butter fudge oozing down the seats.
Right. Yeah.
But tell me about the so these can fit into a cup holder, you know, the cardboard thing. That's a great that's another feature that's really exciting. So you can carry a 4-pack out to the wherever you want to carry 4 items. Because you and I both know how many times you try to carry your, you know, you've got a luggage in one side or a business briefcase, and you're trying to carry ice cream cones out.
Right. Right.
I love that.
Let's see. Yeah, because we looked at that. Like, if you want to take them to your kid's ball game, you can show up with a couple 4-packs for the kids, and
Okay.
it's just an easier way to get them there. And the container, it does, once you enclose it with the lid, it does help keep it cool.
Okay.
The temperature from the ice cream kind of, how would I put that?
Self chills.
Encapsulates it.
Yep. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know, to me, ice cream has been my life. Like, and obviously, you've been a good consumer of ice cream, so you're trying to you know, continue. But to me, I'm looking at this, I'm going, it's just, you know, it proves what I've always said is that ice cream needs to be presented, not sold.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and in the presentation, the item will be sold. We don't have to sell it, but if the operator presents it like what you're showing, you know, today, it will sell itself.
Yes, yes, it does. And like, you put those like a banana split sundae in here with all those colors in it, it sells itself the second it's sold.
Well, you know, there, and again, there's a picture from your Facebook page, and I think, you know, and you know, and anybody who's watching this can get really creative with what they, I mean, they got space to expand upon it. They could do their own creation. You know, and I even had one customer said, "Well, I want, I'm going to respond to it," but he said, "Well, I would like to have multiple sizes." And I said, "Well, like most things in life, let's make the first one work and expand upon it yourself." You
Yes,
know,
and that's in the works. Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, as I assure anybody, you know, if this thing, when this thing, no if, when this continues to grow, there's going to be multiple accessories, multiple items.
There
I
is.
mean, you know, you can sit here and look at these pictures, and the mind just goes, "Well, I can do this, I can do that."
Yeah. We are working on a waffle cone design, but like you said, we're going to get this one out first, get it going, and kind of grow the line from there. We got several more items we're going to release. Just a matter of time.
Well, what does Jeff and family do in your spare time? Are you you're out west somewhere, I realize?
I'm right outside of St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh,
I'm on the Illinois side.
You're okay. You're back. My family's from Springfield, so.
Oh yeah, that's about an hour north.
Yeah.
So I'm right down there.
Well, good. Well, I think you've given me some good ideas. I don't know. Is there anything else you'd like to convey at the moment?
No, not at the moment.
Well,
I mean,
I think it's been a great conversation, and we'll get it out to everybody. And I think it's a great new product. I think it has so many exciting features. And then as an operator myself, and as well as a store, you know, I think I don't see where there's any downside to this, because and even more so, I think in COVID, we're very focused on hygiene and cleanliness, and it certainly is market focused. I mean, you get into the urban areas versus, you know, the urban areas a little more conscientious than, say, maybe you know, a little town like Lebanon, Missouri, or somebody that's out by themselves. But
it is.
you know, but that goes with. But the thing is, what I like about this is it provides the operator something to assure their customer, the ice cream eater, that it's a clean, it's a safe, it's an enjoyable treat.
It is. It is.
Good.
And I guess I do have one more thing to add.
Sure.
Something we're also working on that's, let's see, some states are already implementing. They're trying to do away with plastic.
Right.
So we are also working on a 100% biodegradable version of this that's going to be made out of cornstarch, that we will be hopefully, I'd say mid 2022 we'll be releasing it
Next year. Okay. Well, good. Then that will provide another boom to what we're going for. That's good.
It
That's
will.
good.
Full
Well,
compostable container.
so I noticed in one of your little posts in your Facebook, it says owner and mastermind. I love that phrase. And it says behind the latest ice cream cone craze. And I agree with that. That's true. So a man that's called a mastermind, what other things do you do in your hobbies or your career?
We do a lot of fishing and cycling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You enjoy the outdoors a lot.
Yeah, we do. We
Good.
do.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for your time. At any
All right.
time that you need, be happy to talk to you anytime about doing this again. I'd love to continue this conversation if it's convenient with you. Now that we're both on tune, I think this is going to be an exciting product. We're going to have a lot of fun with you.
Good. I can't wait. Thanks for having me on here.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a good day, and I'll get this to you when I get it edited for you.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, George.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye.